Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Oscar here again, and today we're going to be talking about how F1 Esports has helped the drivers of F1 kind of stay on the top of their game while they've been not being able to actually drive the F1 cars during the off season, or off season, which I'm going to call these past few months that they should have been driving and doing all the GPs, which got canceled because of COVID. But yeah, let's get into it. Before we get into anything, we're going to talk about how today's race went, or the Austrian GP, which happened yesterday probably, or the day before, whatever day this video is going to be uploaded. Big congrats to Valtteri Bottas for getting first place and pole position. That was extremely well done. 1 point for the Finns. Second off, congrats to Charles Leclerc getting second in the race. Third congrats goes to Lando Norris. I was really impressed by what he did this weekend, and like completely impressed by him. First off, he gets third place, his first ever podium. Second off, he gets fourth in qualifying, which was his highest he's ever qualified before. And then third off, he goes and sets the fastest lap of the race. So big congrats to him, good job, and keep doing what you're doing, dude. And his fastest lap was actually 0.2 seconds faster than Bottas, so that shows you like Lando Norris is out to come win some races in the future. So let's get into how these guys kind of stayed on top of their game. So many of the drivers have simulators, which they've gotten built in their homes. So they have the steering wheel, like a normal kind of racing steering wheel set up for like video games you'd have. Most of them, like Lando Norris, and I've seen pictures of Verstappen and Sainz, they have a triple monitor set up. So they have one screen here, one screen in the middle, one screen off to the side. So they're driving, they're almost sitting exactly how they would in their F1 car, which is they're kind of leaning back. They have the steering wheel here, and they got their kind of feet extended how they would in the car. So with that, they've been kind of able to actually sit how they sit in the F1 car. And I know there's a video online, I believe it was on Lando Norris's channel or the McLaren channel, where they got the guys that built Lando Norris's simulator. They went to Lando Norris's house, built the simulator, got it all set up perfect for him. And it's really awesome, and it's truly like an actual I guess you could say F1 simulator. So most of these drivers that I'm gonna name, they've had time to race with each other during this off season, or what off time. So those guys are gonna be Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Alex Albon, Carlos Sainz, and George Russell. I think those are like the main guys that have been doing it. I know Lando Norris and Verstappen have been doing it a little longer than the other guys. All these guys have gotten to race on F1 with each other in the past few months and race on games like iRacing, and they've been having so much fun. I've seen dream clips of George Russell, Lando Norris, and all of them. They've all been having so much fun, and it's entertaining to watch. Like, it's truly entertaining and hilarious. So when they're playing like F1, they've gotten time to figure out different lines, possibly figure out something like they could do with the car, with different tire setups and all that they probably wouldn't have had time to figure during the normal season, since when like the normal season, you're pretty much doing a GP every single weekend. So if, let's say, you're in Austria one weekend, then you're in Singapore the next weekend, it's a whole week of basically traveling and then getting the car set up, practice, qualifying, and then the race. So usually it's their spotters and their crew that's going to be telling them techniques, but when they're playing F1, it's the most realistic thing you could get to from what driving the actual car. So like Lando Norris says on F1's page, you get the same buzz as driving for real. So as long, like, you don't have the actual feel of actually having time move past you, but the actual feedback on the wheel, you can pretty much get it to exactly how you need it. So that's one thing. And then they've probably gotten time to figure out different lines they could use, go into the corner a little bit quicker, brake a little later, and all kinds of different things. So also, they've been having the F1 Esports GPs that they've been doing. I think they've done, is it 4 or 5 now, where they've gotten to have these drivers race with each other. They've had different people in the world, celebrities racing with them, and then they've also had YouTubers race with them. People like Jimmy Broadbent, who make racing videos, they've had the chance to race with them, and those have been entertaining to watch too. So, and I feel like when these guys do stream and they do race with each other online, the bond between them has gotten like a lot better, and I feel like they're creating like an actual friendship, which they probably had a friendship before, but I feel like it's actually getting like a little bit more of a better friendship with each other. So they've had time to connect, have more fun, which they probably wouldn't have gotten during the normal season, except during like press conferences or time off, maybe after races or before. And they're all around the same age, which probably helps too, since I feel like they're going to be the next generation of F1 drivers. Like let's say 2005, 2006, you had Felipe Massa, Fernando Alonso, Kimi Räikkönen, Michael Schumacher. All those four guys were basically at the top during that time. I'm sure I'm probably missing someone else, but those four guys, when I used to watch F1, I mean, I still watch it now, but when I was a kid, 5, 6 years old, those guys come into my mind when I think of 2005, 2006 F1. Although Kimi Räikkönen is still racing, he was on a better team and he had a little bit of a car, so he was more towards the top. And I feel like he was in his prime then. I feel like drivers like Verstappen, Leclerc, Alex Albon, George Russell, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, they're all going to be like the next generation coming into F1. And they're in F1, but when all these other drivers start to go away, they're going to be at the top and they're going to have so much fun between each other. There's going to be so much more competition, and I feel like they're going to have a little bit more courage to drive more aggressively around each other, since they're going to kind of know how each other drives. There's going to be a lot more aggressive driving and a little bit more competition between them, which will be exciting to watch. So drivers like Verstappen and Leclerc, when they first got into F1, they were pretty good, I'd say the least. But drivers like Lando Norris and George Russell, they're going to start coming into the picture now, where they're going to start going after those podium spots. Like Lando Norris got P3 this weekend. I feel like George Russell, although he's on Williams, he's going to start getting into better cars, and he's going to get more used to driving the cars with more speed and all kinds of stuff. So he's going to start coming into the picture with Lando Norris, Sainz, all these guys. They're going to be fighting for number one. So between that, I hope they keep streaming and making all the fun videos they've been doing and enjoying time with each other as the season goes on, which will help them get better. And it seems like they're going to be doing really well in the next coming seasons that are coming in the next few years. Also, with the introduction of the new car coming in, is it 2021 or 2022? I can't remember now, but I think it's going to change things slightly, since it's going to be not really a whole new car per se, but the wheels I know have been changed. There's going to be extra kind of canards and stuff all over the car, but I know the car's getting redesigned and stuff like that. I feel like it's going to change things a little bit, not too much though. And I feel like these guys, since they're younger, they're gonna get used to the cars pretty quickly, since their minds are constantly going. So with that, I hope these guys, Lando Norris and all those, they're going to keep killing it. They're going to keep streaming and doing all the simulator stuff that they've been doing. I'm excited to see what kind of F1 is going to be for the end of this year without, I mean, it's not really too different without the fans being there, but I feel like these guys are going to be constantly going after each other, and it's going to be exciting to watch the rest of this season and the next season. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like. Drop a comment down below what you guys think about this weekend's race, what you guys think about these guys streaming, if you think it's helped them, or anything in between like that, if you think the bond's grown between them. If you guys are new, please subscribe down below, hit the bell notification to get a notification when I upload new videos. And it's been Oscar, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.